Hello folks, my name is DSG Darkwatch, and welcome back to me playing as the Spy. Not very much I can say about this. Is just very basic. I say very basic, I mean, we were talking to the point of where I'm not even making backstabs, I'm just trying to sap things for my teammates and get the hell out of there. Sorry about this for the mic check, but, basically, my goal is not to really do the backstabs. If I get one, sure, I'll take it, but if I can't, oh well. And I'm getting spammed out like crazy by my friend. Anyway, yeah, one of the things, let's just talk about Spy real quick. The Spy is espionage. He's there, gets behind you, and does very dastardly, very evil things, mostly with your back. But, again, that doesn't mean that you have to be very aggressive or inaggressive with the Spy. If anything else, I would say, as a Spy, you want to be mildly aggressive. And what I mean by mildly aggressive is you want to get in there, you want to do some damage, but at the same time you also want to hang back behind the enemy and pretty much just hang away. Don't let them really notice you too much, but at the same time make sure your teammates know that you're not just an enemy spy hanging out in the background. And you'll notice a lot that when I go to disguise, I'm already invisible. However, this was just a bad move right there. I forgot the soldiers right there. Key number one thing is when you go to decloak, never decloak in front of the enemy. It will get you killed, and you will blow your cover immediately. Now, another thing about the Spy that's very interesting is the fact that the Spy is the only class that can disguise, which means look like the enemy. However, to your teammates, you look like a guy wearing a mask over your face, which is helpful, but at the same time it does get confusing because I understand when you disguise as a spy, you just look like the enemy spy with a mask over his face. Again, I'm waiting to die before I disguise because I am using the Dead Ringer. The Dead Ringer does fake my death. However, the downsides of the Dead Ringer is I can't use it unless it's a full charge. And again, I'm just trying to do my best to cover some things, and it does get me killed a lot, and you'll notice that I really do basic things like sap the engineers' buildings or just hide in plain sight, or if nothing else, I'll just be a distraction. I'll try and be the person to hide and be as obvious as I can to get their attention so that way my teammates can basically do what they need to do. But the point behind the Spy is to be quick undercover, cause espionage as much as possible. Your weapons include a revolver. It's the stock revolver, which is just a revolver, 6-shot, a butterfly balisong knife,
just under the front of the there it goes.
An electro sapper, excuse me, and what is it? An electro sapper,
It's an Uber on this.
and a disguise kit, as well as a cloak device of some kind that lets you go invisible for a short period of time. I didn't cut the death on a lot of these because it was a short spawn server. Now, you'll hear throughout this video there's another person talking. I am doing my best to communicate with them. If anything else, while I'm disguised, I'm actually talking back to my teammates as much as possible, telling them that, oh well, this is what I see they have, this is what they got, be careful, blah blah blah, they've got a medic, careful, they got an Uber, this is where the sentry nest is, be careful, don't get yourself too caught up. And right here is one of the times I'm organizing with my teammates, letting them know, okay, I'm going to sap this now, or move in now, I just sap this. Because if you can coordinate that, you can really put a hurt on the engineer. It'll stop him from being able to repair his sentry, letting the sentry get damaged some more on top of what I've already done to it. The sapper I've got unbuilds. It's called the red tape recorder. Instead of causing damage to the building, it slowly unbuilds it, meaning all the time and effort that the engineer put into building up the sentry, I'm taking away in probably less than 2 seconds. This is very useful when you just want to annoy the engineers to the point where their sentry is no longer a very big threat. Unfortunately, I did get caught here because I did decloak in front of the enemy. Again, this was one of the gameplays that I was really not looking forward to because, as you can see, I'm not very good with the Spy. The Spy is probably my least favorite class in the sense that the Spy takes a lot of skill to be able to do, and I don't have that kind of skill yet as a Spy. to do it. And the only way to do it is, of course, just play. Play. As you see right there, I unleveled that guy's sentry all the way down to level 1, and also distracted their team, which gave my team time to blow up their sentry, and it let me get the sap on another building, as well as break down their little nest, which let us push forward. As it stands, spies are very useful. They are very good for helping a push, meaning they're the people who can get in there, cause a little bit of a distraction, enough of a distraction that will cause the enemy to stop paying attention to what's going on, to repair their defenses, or maybe try and fix up their defenses so that way they can carry on. But a lot of times, as a spy, a good spy will be able to stop their defenses, stop them from working, as well and or hold them up to the point where your team is just able to steam train over them. However, this doesn't always work. As you can see right there, I did get a backstab, which is what the spy's main thing. A backstab with a spy is an instant death, no matter what. Doesn't matter how much health you have, unless you have a weapon that prevents it. In the case of the sniper, it is the Razorback, which does save you from one backstab, but that's it. A lot of times you see I'm just getting in there, making a quick pick, and then running away. That's a lot of times the best thing you do. Is you can see someone running forward, take them out, because they're normally going to try and distract your team or something. However, if you're hanging back and you're just trying to be the distraction, try to make yourself as least obvious of a distraction as possible. Don't do what I do in the sense of go for every pick you can. That's just going to lead up to your inevitable death. However, what you want to do is you want to go for the big picks, like the medic or the heavy, and I'll say this especially the heavy, especially the medic, because without a source of healing, everyone has to fall back to a spot where health spawns, and they have to quote-unquote hump the health. And right there I got the medic, but like I said, you really want to get the medic, because first and foremost it'll stop them from getting heals, and they'll have to fall back to a health kit or something that dispenses health, like a dispenser. This gathers them all in one spot, meaning that your team can easily come in with an explosive device or something and blow them up. It's very useful. And again, my cover was already blown because I had already been discovered multiple times. However, I was able to get an engineer. Engineer, especially around a bunch of sentries, that's another big pick to get, because if you can get that, it means that he can no longer build up his sentry, and it slows down their defense in the sense that they can't put health in their sentry very much now. Unfortunately, I was found out because at that point they were hunting for spies. Now, on a further related note, as spy, there's something that people have dubbed the trick stabs. Trick stabs are alright, but I do not recommend them. A trick stab for spy is more like a last resort. It's something you don't want to do because it'll inevitably get you caught and it will get you killed. This is because trick stabs involve very awkward situations where you have to... By the way, I'm looking for the teleporter here, because as a spy, you can take enemy teleporters. And if you can, it puts a little ring below your feet, a particle effect, red or blue, team colored particle effect for the enemy team, and they'll think that you're on their team. This helps with disguises to make them more believable. Also, if you're standing on it and an enemy is standing on it or partially on it, it'll kill them instantly from something called a telefrag. And again, right here, I'm just trying to organize my push with theirs so that way they can get the maximum amount. I was disguised so that guy didn't get any uber off me with the uber saw. That's what's nice about the spy, is you can take a hit from a medic while disguised and they will not get any uber off of it with the uber saw. Now, back to what I was saying, which I can't remember, I'm sorry. As a spy, you really want to get behind people, and I sound like a broken record because spy, you really have to have the ability to fool the enemy. Like right here, again, he built his sentry up, I'm just trying to wreck it. I'm not trying to do anything special, I'm just trying to wreck it. I know that doesn't sound good, but that's the sad truth of the matter. And I backstab him here. Thankfully, someone destroyed the sentry. It was a big part of their defense. We had to break through it, otherwise they were going to hold us up at the harbor every time. As a spy, that's where you shine. Now, another key thing I want to talk about is when to use your gun and when to use your knife. As a spy,
Yeah,
As a
'cause
spy,
arrows
you
don't
have
stay
a
on fire.
revolver, which is a really powerful thing for you. You want to hold the revolver out when you're not disguised, or if you think that your disguise is broken, because your knife is really weak for a melee weapon. However, your revolver is very strong. You want to use your revolver. Another thing you'll notice I do a lot is when I disguise, but I'm not near the enemy, I'll attack or I'll undisguise. So that way I can move at full speed, because a lot of the classes in the game do have slower movement speeds than you. Also, a neat thing you can do is you can disguise as your allies. And it's really neat because you can fool the enemy into thinking, well, this guy's over here, that guy's over there, and it's something that really does come in handy. Again, I'm just trying to fool the enemy, and I was trying to get a backstab right there, but it did fail. Anyway, if you guys want to see some more of me playing Spy, let me know. I really do enjoy playing these games, the gameplay and the commentary. And if you like the video, let me know. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. This has been me, DSG and Darkwatch, and I am out.
Ow.
Hey folks, it's me, TSG and Darkwatch. Hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a comment. Hell, subscribe. We've got more. DSG and Darkwatch. See you later.